This week, will I be able to put up with Doja Cat's bid witching enough to actually enjoy what music is on this project? And why is it exactly that I dislike Doja Cat? All these answers and more this week on the review. What up YouTube, Topaz Jace back for another review, and this one is to that Doja Cat Planet Hall. But before we jump into the album review, first I got to give you context. First I got to tell you exactly why I feel this way leading into this album. But if you feel as though you know everything there is to know about Doja Cat, feel free to fast forward to this point here. But who is Doja Cat? Doja Cat is an LA-based singer, producer, songwriter. And she was once highly touted on this channel. Like, she was making my list of the next individual to blow up, the next person that could potentially change music. And the reason being is because she has the voice, she has the looks, she has the talent, she has the creativity, she has everything as the total package in order to change and evolve music. And honestly, it is exactly what this music industry needs right now. It is her willingness to take risks in order to evolve and get better, when most individuals really just get into their comfort zone and tend to stay there. See, while most people were clowning Moo I'm a Cow because it was terrible, I actually sat down and listened to the Amala album back then. And I recognized then that she was special. I went out of my way to try to help, to promote, to share the music with as many people as I possibly could, because I saw it coming that she was going to blow. Then she dropped the Hot Pink album, in which that one wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be, but yet the tell signs of good music was there as she finally dropped her breakthrough hit, Say So. And how you know that was a breakthrough hit is because when she goes on Twitter and talks about it, she talks about how annoying it is for her to continuously have to perform this one song over and over and over. She actually tweeted about it before she did it for the Grammys for like the millionth time. And that's how you know that you had a breakthrough hit, when you can't stop performing it even when you want it to. She is definitely primed to drop something either on this project or the next that can ultimately evolutionize music as we see it right now in pop to R&B. But how is it that I can go from seeing the potential in someone to reach these heights, but ultimately realize that I dislike this person all the way 100%? Let's start with her ties to a white supremacist group chat called Tiny Chat. How she uses white supremacist terminology in her songs to mock black people who were victims of police violence. How she's a tragic mulatto who likes to throw shade on my people, but she's not one of us because her father is from South Africa. It definitely sounds like a conflict of interest now, doesn't it? But yet, I'm professional enough to actually listen to the music and judge it fairly. Which brings us to the album, Doja Cat Planet Hall. Well, this project is what I thought it would be, just not as good. You feel me? Like, she's delivering a whole lot of unique productions to go on top of unique flows and delivery and thought concepts that she's all throwing together, but yet it's not piecing together into a full body of classic material that I was hoping for. It's songs like Women, where she is showing you the creativity that she has in her delivery and her flow and all of that to compose this song, but ultimately it's a Afro-Caribbean song that was most likely forced on her to do, because that market is still one that the music industry is going after, going all the way back to when Drake first started doing it in the hip-hop circles. Songs like I Don't Do Drugs, where she's taking a creative approach musically to making the song, but it's ultimately the same concept that we've heard multiple times from other acts, as it's pretty much that common love is drugs metaphor that most artists tend to go ahead and apply. Now, it is love to dream when this project begins to heat up, because this song is actually fully creative and I like what she's trying to do here, where she's talking about a breakup because she was unable to give her all into a relationship in every area except for when she's daydreaming about the individual that she already broke up with. Now, I like it, but lyrically she could have took it a step further and actually created actual fantasies that she was going through in her mind. Because the song formats that she has on the boatload of these songs on this, she's only giving us 2 verses at max. There's plenty of room for her to add more and be more creative and talk about things, but she's not going in that direction. She's going into the super brief songs like most people are doing out there right now. But then comes the dope songs, like the song You Right featuring The Weeknd. With this song, with that production and just the whole vibe of it, easily the best song off this project. Well, I wouldn't say easily, it's right there at the top though. As the concept isn't anything super complex or anything like that, it's more of a feature-like driven type song. See, the concept is ultimately that rush that women get when they find someone that they are willing to cheat on their boyfriends or husbands with. My next favorite song would be Options with Jed, as everything about this song is pretty fire right here. And it leads to a interesting conversation too, because this is one that most people don't have. Like, when you have options, your relationship dynamics switch up. If one person in a relationship has more options than the other, then the one with less options is going to have to try more in order to keep the person who has the options. But if you both have options, there's 2 different ways that you can go. One way is you both continue to fight for each other's attentions to be on top, or you both just don't take the relationship serious because you can just jump from relationship to relationship. You can go wherever you want to go, so why stress it? This song delves into that lightly, but I don't think Doja Cat has enough relationship knowledge in order to express that as she really would need to. But I'm not taking anything away from the song though. The song is pretty dope here. And my last favorite song off this project would be Alone. And I like this joint. The production and the overall feel of it was pretty tight, where the concept of it is she's going from the direction of it's time for the breakup. But as she's going through this breakup, she's realizing that she doesn't feel being alone, while the person that she was with, that person is feeling being alone, and therefore she's rubbing it into a degree. And this is another interesting conversation to have. If you don't love yourself enough that you can be alone, that you don't have to sacrifice everything that you are about, that you want to do in order to be with somebody, then you are honestly sacrificing way too much. You have to love yourself enough to know when, okay, this isn't going to work and I'm cool by myself if I need to be. Overall, the good songs on this joint was impressive. The other ones were interesting to a degree, but nothing amazing. It's not the classic work that I know Doja Cat has in her that she can possibly do, and I still anticipate it will happen in the future, but this one is a good listen though. But just because she's a singer/rapper doesn't mean we ain't about to break down these bars. See, Doja Cat is a lot like all of those new canned mixed drinks that they've been selling out here, where they got a whole bunch of customized dope ones too that they just about to pop off. This is something that the liquor industry honestly needed for quite some time, giving people the option to get mixed drinks from around the world that you really can't find in a bunch of different bars because they're already canned up. She is something new, creative, a breath of fresh air at the right point in time when the industry actually needs it, as she holds the potential to ultimately revolutionize the way that the game has been being played, but it is far from guaranteed at this point. We definitely need to see the sales. We definitely need to see life going in this direction in order to deem this as the future, but it has that opportunity, unlike most artists out there. But let's go ahead and look at some of the bars on this project. On the song Naked, she says the bars, "I am swirling up on you," in which I'm about to label these as bid winch bars. Basically swirling, talking about interracial relationships and stuff, and this is something that she's done in her career. Like I said in the intro, the stuff that annoys me the most about her, but then she will turn around and make a whole song called Niggas Ain't Shit. Are we really supposed to take this as a coincidence? But let's go ahead and continue how she said, "I'm dripping like a mermaid," where that was off the payday, where she's pretty much talking about dripping as far as how much money and shining that she's doing out here. That was a cool ball. Like, you see that all the time, but you never see the female direction of it. And then I wanted to highlight when she said, you know, picking up the sheets is like a tidal wave, where that's her doing the sexual innuendo thing that all female rappers do, but she does it like superior than most. Overall, there's a lot to like about this. A good handful of stuff that I dislike, but it's more specifically because she is Doja Cat and she ultimately rides with white supremacy. But if we just focus on the music here, man, I think this was a good project. It does disappoint me a bit because, as I said, I have the highest of expectations for Doja Cat because she is just that talented, and this just wasn't it. But this was a good project, man, that you should definitely peep out from top to bottom. I give it a 7.5 out of 10 simply because it's Doja Cat and I expect much better. I expect greatness from her, but it's definitely one that you should go ahead and peep out just to understand what I mean by she can be transcendent.